entitled to leave?
You're not entitled. Yeah, you will be considered as absent from work. You still have to work.
Yes.
Yes. So your salary, as you have said, will be deducted because you're considered absent from work, right? So you can only have enjoy your statutory holidays after 3 months.
Yes.
So, unlike your rest day, statutory holiday must be granted, and you cannot be asked to work. Unless your contract is actually terminated for an alternative holiday, then everything like your termination entitlement will be given to you. So that's the calculation, which is similar to your salary, monthly salary calculation. You can take a look at that as well. Annual leave. So if you have worked for 1 year, then you can get 7-day annual leave, and you can see this chart. So you're smiling. So if you have worked for 1 year, then you will be entitled to annual leave. 1 year. Your annual leave for the first year can actually be taken within the second year as well, but your employer gets to decide when you will take your annual leave. It's not for you to decide, but then it has to be consecutive. And as you can see here, the example, unbroken period.
This annually last Sunday, right?
Sorry?
Last Sunday.
For Sunday, yeah.
Because my employer doesn't really me when I told her. She's thinking to ask the agency. When the agency
The employer also working, right?
Yes.
Yeah, if employer get the leave from her company,
Yeah.
does the company also deduct some
Because when it's over,
It's just the same.
Yeah.
You answer the thing from herself.
It's just the same.
she's thinking to ask the agency. Lucky the agency said yes.
Oh, that's a good agency.
Yeah.
Okay. So if your annual leave overlaps with your rest or Saturday holiday, as said before, you can get a substitute holiday. So, as you can see, the Qingming festival should be replaced with the next working holiday, and you can see how it is calculated, right? So how about sick leave? If you get sick during your annual leave, will you get a replacement holiday? You won't. If you get sick during your annual leave period, then you'll be considered having an annual leave. So there's no replacement holiday for you. But then if you get sick, for example, your annual leave starts today, but then you get sick yesterday, and your sick leave is from yesterday to tomorrow. Then this 3 days is actually considered as sick leave instead of your annual leave. Your annual leave starts the day after tomorrow. You get what I mean?
It's so tricky.
So if you're sick before your annual leave, right, and you have to get a sick leave certificate from the doctor, right?
Or
Yeah.
before that.
Yeah. So your doctor grants you sick leave from like yesterday to tomorrow, but then your annual leave is supposed to be today, right? But then your sick leave is like yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Then these 3 days is actually considered as sick leave instead
So
of
it
annual leave.
will not be counted as an annual.
Yes.
Oh.
So when will your
It's
annual
not
leave
in
start?
like that.
Yes. So when will your annual leave start? That will be the day
Day after tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
After the sick
That would be
leave.
Yes.
fourth day. Fourth day from the
After the
day
sick leave.
starts.
Yes. So, but then, as I said, if you get sick during the annual leave, during the annual
Just
leave,
during the
yes,
annual leave.
then it will be counted as annual leave.
So sad.
And they'll get sick
So
during
don't get
annual
sick.
leave.
Yes.
In Filipino, we said, bawal magkasakit.
Oh.
Dahil it's forbidden to get sick.
Oh, okay. So funny. Okay. So what happens if you haven't taken your first annual leave after your second year of work is completed? Then you can ask your employer to give you the amount of money in lieu of the annual leave. So if you have not taken any annual leave for your first year, even after your second
Yes,
year.
they can pay.
Yes, exactly.
Really, we can demand it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Last pandemic have hotel quarantine, right?
Mhm.
4 years we gonna go home for 4 years.
Mhm.
So that 4 years right after the pandemic, the employer paid back
The
the
employer,
annual leave.
Yeah.
the employer can pay you in money,
Yes.
or you can choose. You just add those days on your next annual leave.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it would be not so awkward. Just example me, I will ask my employer.
They know
I
that.
didn't have the sick leave for one month.
To annual leave.
Yes.
Okay.
So I
Yeah,
can
just ask. You're right.
Because it's very awkward to us.
No, they know that.
They know that.
Mm.
Yeah, last pandemic, 4 years, 3 years pandemic, right?
We're too scared to ask
You cannot go home.
They just don't pretend.
Then ask
They just
them,
pretend that
they got holidays as well. Why can't you guys get holidays? Show them the law. Well, but I know it's difficult to negotiate.
But
Yeah.
how can they? I mean, how can they compute the amount of sick leave? Would it be like the same from annual leave?
The sick leave, you mean? The sick leave would depend on how long you get your sick leave. So that's the salary. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, for sick leave, we'll also talk about next week, and it's like 18 Yeah, that's a next lesson. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Somebody outside, there's one more coming. Tisha said
Oh,
she's outside. Someone is on our rich floor. Tisha, 348.
Okay. So, how about if your contract is terminated before you take your annual leave? Will you get any annual leave pay? What's that? If your contract is terminated before you take any annual leave, will you be entitled to any annual leave pay?
Yes.
Right. So long as there are two conditions.
Yes.
So long as you're not summarily dismissed, which means you're not guilty of any serious misconduct, and you have worked at least 3 months before the termination. So there are two conditions to satisfy before you get your annual leave pay. So, calculation.
Oh no.
You can see that. So it's actually, let me try to explain that. So you have worked for 123 days from the 1st of May till the 31st of August, right? So it will be divided into 365 days. So this is the daily salary, and then times 7 days because you have worked for like first year, right? So times 7 days in the first year, this will be days of annual leave.
That's the amount.
Yes, the number of days of annual leave.
Okay.
Yes. So, right. This is only showing you the difference in salary, and then you will calculate the separate parts. It's a bit too complicated,
Yes.
right?
My brains.
You guys will have to read it yourself at home. But then, why this is 4630 during this period? Because this first year, this is the salary of your first year, right?
Yes.
So you have to calculate it separately.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, I'm you. So we'll talk about this.
It's okay as long as
this.
you can, you'll be here for the break.
Now we'll talk about severance payment. So you guys will be entitled to severance payment if you have worked for at least 2 years and not dismissed, and is dismissed or contract not renewed by your employer, mainly for the reason of redundancy or laid off, which means that you're no longer needed because, for example, you were employed to take care of the grandma, but then the grandma died. Then you're considered as redundant, right? So layoff means no work is provided to you. At least half the normal working days in 4 consecutive weeks, as you can see, or at least 1/3 of the normal working days in 26 consecutive weeks. Then you're considered as laid off. So redundancy and laid off are actually two different concepts. I don't understand. Do you guys understand?
Sorry, I just have a question that I read in posted in. It said because she wanted her employer to terminate her so she can get what do you call that, long service. And there, I think actually she's waiting and the employer is waiting also for her to terminate so they can give the long service, right? And some people advise the maid to do what do you call that? Asaway? Just do bad things so the employer will be angry so she will get terminated so she can get a long service.
Don't do that.